This is question 2, part 3. Explain how does the graph of sine and cosine related to tangent graph. Emphasize the asymptote. So as you can see, we have the graph. Focus only on the orange line. Usually we don't graph this part, and we don't graph this part because we only focus in one period. And we know that tangents period is pi. So, how do we guess the asymptote that show where the graph gonna go and how does it look like? Well, based on a unit circle, we know that and from what we learned, the ratio of the unit circle for tangent is sine over cosine. And cosine actually can have the value of a value of 0 on a 90 degree and 270 degree. Or 270 can write it at negative 90 degrees. So we know that cosine of 90 degree will give us 0 and sine over 0 is undefined, which explains we have an asymptote between first quadrant and second quadrants. For third and the fourth quadrants, we have another asymptote based on cosine of 270 degrees, and it will give us sine over 0 as well, and it is undefined. And to find the asymptote, we actually have the formula. B times x negative h minus h in parentheses equal pi over 2, or negative pi over 2. Well, it's explained why pi over 2 is one of the asymptote, because it gives us the cosine 0, and also negative pi over 2, which is right here. It's like negative 90 degree, and it also gives us cosine of with the value of 0. And to find the asymptote, we only need to plug in the number and then do simple math to find theta equal, and that and what theta equal will be the first asymptote that we see. From there, we can use the period, which is right here, pi over b, to plug it in and then multiply by n. And we know that the period of tangent only include 2 quadrants. So we have quadrant 3 and quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. And because of sine and cosine ratio, it's actually affecting the graph with asymptote, and we know where the line gonna go and what should the value be. And that is how tangent related to sine and cosine graph.